So I'm thinking, combine like a group that can look like 1D,
yeah,
but they also can do sort of like sexy dancing as well.
yeah.
Don't you call them wand erection?
Right.
Did you just see that?
No, what was it?
That was a Tata load beater camper.
Oh, with a camper on the back.
But no one's ever bought or produced that, have they?
No.
That's homemade.
No.
Tata load beater.
That's just...
That is a proper skinflint farmer car.
You can come out in the morning one day and go, what have I done?
What, Tata load beater?
Yeah, Tata load beater with a camper on the back. What am I doing with my life?
I could see like Hugh Fernley Whittingstall having a massive like mental breakdown. Disappearing, shunning River Cottage completely, going, I never lived in a cottage, it was never near a river.
No, it was all the TV,
sham.
it's nonsense. I live in a Tata load beater with a camper on the back.
And he's now called Hugh Fernley Whittingstall Load Beater, and he just turns up at events in that.
I also feel that maybe he would just go a bit crackers and, you know, like the kind of person who would live permanently in a camper and have a jacket with lots of patches on it, things in their hair. He's got the kind of hair where he could start to have things in it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he could, yeah.
But he'd probably have to change his name, because Hugh Fernley Whittingstall, although a lot of those people who have things in their hair and live in campers are in fact incredibly posh on the sly.
Like New Age travellers.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Many years ago, they were doing the second runway at Manchester Airport, and I grew up near there, and I was in the bank in my hometown, and there was one of those sort of crusty type people in there. She was at the counter, and she was very loudly going, "But my father said he put money in the account yesterday."
Oh, really?
And I was like,
what? And she was wearing a German coat.
she was, yeah,
and
all of that. All
200
I just went,
dogs.
this sort of, yeah, 200 whole dogs, definitely.
See, looking back,
with paint on them. Like painted some flowers.
Oh, they did in Tipex and yeah. See, growing up in Somerset, there was a lot of New Age travelling because they used to come through.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot.
They all come to see the Levellers.
Yeah, Levellers and the Somerset Levels and the ley lines. They're obsessed with this sort of Glastonbury-based ley lines that provide energy to.
Why
people.
did Somerset get all the ley lines? Why are some of them not in, I don't know, Staffordshire or something?
Because of the strikes.
Strikes?
Yeah, any worker strikes.
Oh, I see.
They didn't want anything to do any of the Black Country worker strikes.
Right.
And no, they didn't want to be part of a union. And Somerset was that much more laid back.
Right.
I suspect also that the bloke that does Glastonbury Festival, I've completely forgotten his name.
Michael Eavis.
I expect Eavis said, I'll tell you what, I'll do you a keen deal on that field and that field if you want to be. And that's where the ley lines went.
Michael Eavis is one of those people who increasingly looks like a cartoon of himself, isn't he?
I think Harry Metcalfe's going to turn into Michael Eavis. Yes. I think Harry Metcalfe is going to wake up and go, I'm bored of all these cars, and then just invite lots of people to come and play lutes in a field. I really, and I
Fest.
Yeah.
Or he just
calf off.
He loses all sense of fiscal prudence, and rather than sell the cars, he just goes full. What was that lottery lout guy, Michael Carroll?
Michael Carroll.
He goes full Michael Carroll and basically allows all of his beautiful fleet of classic cars to become bangers that people can rag around fields. And there's all these people, there's all these crusties in, you know, like a Countach, just doing donuts, and all the windows are smashed.
Of course.
People are pulling wings off. Yeah, oh yeah, it's ruined.
And there's a band playing, and Metcalfe has gone full Burning Man spec. It's not even that hot, and he's just walking around naked with Crocs on. But
the weird thing is, he's still doing Harry's Garage videos.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
But they don't really make any sense because he's taken a lot of acid. Also, no disrespect to Harry, who we love, but he's sort of, you know, his hair's gone. It's gone right back at this point.
Oh,
but it's very long at the back, and it's got beads in it. And he's going, "Oh, hello, welcome to Harry's Garage." Now, I've just put a tab of acid on my tongue, so let's see where this goes. Now, the interesting thing about this Testarossa is that a woman named Spider asked if she could paint flowers on the bodywork, and the interesting thing is that I said yes.
And you can see it behind me being destroyed by...
Look at this, it's a dinosaur. Oh, the feel of this interior is lovely. He's slowly starting to trip off his nuts.
Can we make this happen?
I think we should, yeah.
Harry's-
Harry, stop being a highly successful man who lives on a beautiful farm with a fleet of classic cars, and become this deranged acid casualty who allows total strangers to get into your beautiful old Rolls Shadow.
You know who he'd invite down, which would immediately spiral out of control? He'd invite Lord Bath down.
Oh, yeah.
He'd have a friend of a friend who would know Lord Bath, and
Yeah.
Lord Bath would turn up. What would Lord Bath turn up to in Harry's Burning Man garage?
I think he's got a Phantom 5 that has got one front wing missing.
Gosh, this
is a bit
bin
tight.
truck is going to smear down our
Tight. And he's arrived in the Phantom 5, or maybe, and rather worryingly, he's arrived by helicopter. Or what's his face? The other guy, Blenheim Palace bloke.
Oh, what's his name?
You know, who did, I think, used to fly a helicopter when he was not necessarily...
Homemade helicopter or...
Oh, a homemade helicopter.
I mean...
Nothing says an accident will happen soon like a homemade helicopter.
And they always choose an unreliable piston engine. I like to go, oh, I've just made a helicopter. I'll tell you what, Richard, I'm going to use a TVR engine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. It's
Now,
great.
I come up with this little two-seater helicopter, and what I thought I'd probably use is the flap 4 out of a Lancia Gamma. Words to the wise, if I start banking really hard to the right, remind me to stop, because one of the belts is going to pop off and the engine will seize immediately.
Yes. I'd love that unreliable piston helicopter
Well, I tell you what,
engines.
one of the things that's going to happen in the new Harry Metcalfe, Harry's Farm, I think it's now going to be called, because his garage is burnt down, didn't it?
Well, yes.
Because he had a fire indoors.
Well, somebody did a bong in the
yeah,
garage.
that's it. Yes, that's it. There's a guy called Cat Shit, and no one knows why he's called that, but he was doing an enormous amount of freebasing of some drug or other in Harry's garage, which is now burnt down, but it's okay. So Harry's Farm, and one day
Harry's TP garage.
yeah, there's going to be a homemade helicopter festival.
Oh, I'd love that. And it's all very Burning Man.
Yeah, well, because one of the things is that Harry, who may or may not still be on acid, has gone, you know, I think it would look nicer if this was all done at night, because we'll have the fires going. So there's all of these people trying to fly their homemade helicopters in the dark. And what Harry's forgotten to mention is, now, the interesting thing about this farm is when I bought it, I was a bit put off by these power lines here.
I was just about to say.
Which he's forgotten to mention to many of the people who've arrived with the homemade helicopters. And of course, they've got no short-term memory at all because of all the drinking they do.
Oh, this could be so good.
It's a 40-minute video, and you sort of go, no, have I got time to watch a 40-minute YouTube video? But at the beginning, Harry goes, now, I'm pretty sure there's going to be at least 2 horrific accidents, so do stay watching.
First up, we've got Wiggy, and Wiggy's in a stage 3 tuned Renault 5 Turbo, and obviously you can hear it pinking as he starts.
The interesting thing about this Maserati Ghibli is this was one of the last ones before they put airbags in. You can see that they haven't gone off. When this chap here, One-Eyed Jim from the village, has absolutely stoved it into a ditch.
I've just pulled it out with the JCB fast track, and it appears to now be L-shaped, but it's still driving.
Well, also, but he's got one of those diggers, and someone's put a dinosaur's head on the thing. And sometimes, when the acid really kicks in, he totally freaks out about it, and someone has to remind him it's not a real dinosaur.
I'm actually pouring money out of my pockets. And
like Harry once he starts on his ridiculous farm project.
I want this to happen. Farm Fest. It would be way more interesting than any of Chris Evans's projects.
Yeah, well, because, I mean...
It would have more authenticity.
It's the rampant danger that makes it so appealing.
Yeah. Evis could even be quoted as saying, this is like when I set up, you know, there was no particular plan. Everything just came together. It was a combination of creators.
It's on the posters. Oh, this takes me back, because I didn't have insurance when I started doing this either. No one would touch me.
No, because Harry's Garage, Harry's TP Field Fest would be sponsored by Footman James.
Do you think, actually, that's the thing? Although Harry appears to have completely lost his mind in many ways with this project, at the same time, there's still that sort of canny business side to him, and so while he's got like 100 stoners desperately trying to build their own microlights on his land and then clattering into trees, he's also done some pretty lucrative deals with some sponsorships. So like Bulmers or someone have covered the whole thing from a booze point of view.
Or is it mandatory insurance? You walk in and you instantly get a quote for your whatever microlight helicopter, and you have to pay.
What are you driving? Well, obviously I am a crusty, so I've got an old ambulance that I live in.
Yes.
And it's one of those ones with the sliding doors. Or one of those old comma vans.
Yes. Oh, I used to have a comma PB. Highway B. Comma PB was the ones with the covered up wheels.
Really? Where the track is incredibly narrow compared to the body.
Going round and roundabout, it was ridiculous. Yeah. But I used to have
go for
one.
an overtake.
I bought it from a guy in Barnes Common some time ago who he sold it to me with an MOT for 380 quid. And I bought it like 2 days before doing a full tour of Cornwall in it. All I did was some really basic checks before getting in it and going. It broke down going down the slip road onto the M4 motorway, would it have been?
Are you, in fact, a covert crusty?
No, because I was brought up to be too hygienic.